I lost use of my arm when I was a kid. So what I should have been doing was learning how to learn a trade or learn how to do something, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to travel the world. I want to see what, like, because I always think about, like, we live in a small part.
Yeah.
There's so much out there, and like, I just want to see, like, different cultures.
Yeah, the world's massive, innit?
Different culture. I want to see, like how they do things differently elsewhere.
I do have a lot of inspirational artists that I look at, but they change all the time. So when I first started, there was a lot of artists that I was watching, and my progression's been quite quick.
Yeah.
I sort of found myself catching up to these artists that I was, that I had my eye on. I'm thinking, Debbie Harry actually sent me a message, from Blondie. You probably don't know Blondie.
No.
But I painted Debbie Harry up in Manchester. She lives in New York. So I don't know how she even found out, but she sent me a message after I painted her saying, like, thanks for painting me and stuff or like that.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Kids. I said the wrong word, I think. KidsKast podcast. We're here with a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself a bit?
My name's John Culshaw. I'm a mural artist from Liverpool.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ria.
We just here to we just want you to tell us about it. How was it coming up and that?
How I got started, I used to be a painting and decorator up in Manchester, and one day they put out a company newsletter asking if anybody knows any artists that can cover up some graffiti on the side of the wall. And I wasn't doing any art at that time, but I liked drawing and stuff. So I just thought, give it a go, have a go, see if I can do it, basically. So I had to go, and it turns out well, it turns out boss. Yeah. So they paid me a lot of money. And I just thought, I might be able to make a little business out of this.
So was it from a young age that you thought you wanted to go into art?
No. I never knew that art was a job. I never knew you could just be an artist if you wanted to, you know what I mean? So obviously when I was a kid I used to love drawing and stuff. And as I got older I didn't really do nothing like that until that opportunity popped up. And I had a little go. And then I realised that there might be something in this that might be like a way for me to get into that sort of art world.
Yeah, and you've done a great job as well. So you to stop knife crime as well, that's a really good one as well.
Yeah.
So which one have you done?
I done the most sallow one.
Oh yeah, you said the sallow one.
Yeah, I done the sallow one. I just finished the Luis Diaz one. I done the Steven Gerrard one on the sand. These are all just the football ones, you know what I mean? So I've got other ones all around the city that are football themed and that.
Which ones do you prefer the most, the football ones or your other ones?
Well, probably the football ones. They're the ones where I started off with. So when I decided to start doing my own thing, I wasn't being paid, obviously. I was just doing it for myself. I had to go and buy all my own paints and get all my own ladders and that.
Yeah.
And that was, so the one thing I started painting was football murals. So the first one I painted was a big Jurgen Klopp one. Very first football mural painted. And I said that no one paid me to do that. I just done that off my own back.
Yeah, but so coming up, how was school for you? How was school like?
To be honest with you, I very rarely went to school. I was like one of them kids who just I wasn't naughty. The teachers liked me and that. I just didn't used to go.
Did you not used to enjoy school? Did you not used to enjoy school?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved school. Yeah, I loved school. I loved being that age, all my mates and that. But we were just that group of kids that we were sort of doing whatever we wanted. You know what I mean? So we were just pissing about all the time at school, messing about with each other. And if we wanted to go in, we'd go in. If we didn't want to go in, we wouldn't go in. It's looking back on it now, because I lost use of my arm when I was a kid. So what I should have been doing was learning how to learn a trade or learn how to do something, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because after all that messing about with all my mates, they'd all go and get jobs as like a brickie or this or that, and I couldn't do none of them things. So because I only had one arm, I should have been using my brain, going to college and doing stuff like this, and I wasn't. So after they all went and got decent jobs, I couldn't do nothing. I had to scrimp and scrape for years and go and go off my own back and get myself my qualifications in decorating so that I could get a job in the end.
I know, yeah. The losing your arm was a big step as well, because you used to use your right hand, was that your main hand?
Yeah, I used to use my right hand.
So you had to change everything to your left hand, basically.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was only 9 when I lost use of my arm. So you're only just learning to write and draw and stuff then anyway, do you know what I mean? So I didn't really, I can't remember having to think what you are changing. It all just sort of came natural.
How old was you when you took that thing to go to cover up something else?
That was 2018, so I'd have been about 32. That's me, so it took me till I was 32 to decide what I want to do with my life, do you know what I mean? When I could have, if I had my head screwed on, I could have went to college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I could have done it from when I was 18, and imagine how far along I'd been now.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've only been doing it about 4 years, and I've gone quite far in them 4 years.
Yeah.
But if I'd have started when I was 18, I'd be set now. I'd be alright, you know what I mean?
It's like your biggest regret that you never started there.
Yeah, I definitely wish I would have just done it from. And the other thing was, especially like growing up, you know, being one of them kids who's, and you're a bit scared all your mates are gonna laugh at you about doing stuff, you know what I mean? So all this art and things like that, I never used to tell no one about it. It was like a little secret. That's just my little thing that I used to do. And then one day I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a go. I'm not having enough laughs at me, I'm not bothered. And then when I finally did have a go, not one person, everyone was just made up for me. Everyone just gave me a big pat on the back and was helping me find work and all stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you realise, oh, I wasn't scared of. But it's just the way it is, isn't it?
So during like your teen years, what was you mainly doing? Like, did you like go sixth form or did you go college?
No, didn't like no college, no, nothing like that. I was just nothing. Basically done nothing really. I asked about to get a little job here, a little job there, and then basically done nothing for years and years until this came along really. So basically just work, but even the job I was getting was paid rubbish, you know what I mean? We weren't getting no well paid jobs or nothing. And then this opportunity came along, so I grabbed it and thought, because with the decorating, I could go and get a decorating job like that now, dead easy.
Yeah.
So I thought, I want to quit my job, because I didn't have no money or nothing, but I thought I'll just quit my job and I'll take 1 year and see if I can make this work. And if it doesn't work after the year, I'll go back to decorating and just go and get my job back. And luckily enough, within about 2 months, that was it. It took off and I had more work than I could handle, you know what I mean? So it worked out well, luckily for me.
It's good the way that you found, like, I feel like nowadays more people do like jobs that they don't like, but it's for the money and stuff. But like, I'm glad you found something that like you like as well and you like doing it as well.
That's yeah. Well, that's the main thing is when I started this. Like I said, because I didn't expect to be earning really that much in my first year, I didn't think about what money I'm going to be earning. I thought, make sure you're getting the jobs in, and make sure the jobs that you are getting, you try your best at. Make sure the quality's there rather than trying to squeeze as much money out as I can out of everything. And I think that's the one thing that I'd pass to anybody now is don't try and make as much money as you can out of each job, because all you're going to do then is diminish the quality of your work, and then you won't get the next job. So if you do a good quality job, you're going to have 3-4 other people asking you, can you come do this for me? But if you just try and take the money and throw something quick up, you'll get a little bit more for that job, but you won't get the next 3, do you know what I mean? So the ball doesn't keep rolling as long as you're not putting the effort in.
What's your biggest achievement so far?
Biggest achievement? I don't know. I mean, I've had a few big projects, you know what I mean, that I've just designed a bottle for Southern Comfort. That was quite a big achievement, you know what I mean? So you can I walk around the Asda now and I can pick bottles of Southern Comfort up that I've designed with my name on them and everything, you know what I mean? That's like a big thing. I've had the BBC coming out to film me painting murals and stuff and doing things on my life, and how I've got to where I am. Things like that, they're all big achievements, but they're not as, in my head, they're not as big as my bigger projects, like the Nelson Mandela when I paint stuff in Talk Stuff was a massive project where they gave me a lot of scope to do whatever I wanted to do, and they're the type of jobs that I really enjoyed the most, you know.
So, you've told us that at 9 you had your injury to your hand, yeah?
Yeah.
How would you cope? How would you cope with your injury? How have you been coping?
I don't know, to be honest with you. It's never ever bothered me. It's never been something in my head that I've worried about, you know what I mean? I always had a mum and dad growing up that were dead supportive and fed me loads of confidence in that as a kid, and I do the same with my kids now. So anything like that happens in my life, I've never worried too much about it, do you know what I mean? Because I've always had people behind me backing me up.
That's good. Massive Liverpool fan, I'm guessing by all.
Big Liverpool fan, mate, yeah.
What do you think about the derby?
Do you know what, I was a bit worried going into it, to be honest with you. I weren't as confident as I usually am, but I think we fucking battered them, didn't we? Done well.
I did fancy myself, I seen Everton Club do something.
Are you Everton?
Nah, man, I thought Everton could have done something. But...
Yeah, I thought they was going to... Just only looking at the last... Obviously, all season they've been terrible, but looking at last week with Arsenal, I thought, well, we pulled it out the bag, so that's all that matters, isn't it?
You can get... You want to guess?
Man U?
No, not that bad.
Arsenal?
Someone good. Someone with lots of money. Not City.
City. No, Chelsea.
No.
How was that? Family from London?
Nah, it's some young. It was me and my brother. I used to watch Chelsea when I was younger, and I watched Liverpool, and Liverpool was doing good as well. Like the year I was born, I think it was the Istanbul as well. He was doing really good then.
He was born in 2005?
Yeah.
That's mad, yeah.
And then I didn't start watching footy straight away. I started watching footy a bit later, and then seen Chelsea and thought, good players came, and I just liked it. That's it.
Just stuck with it.
Yeah. But I don't mind Liverpool, but I don't mind Liverpool, but...
Is your brother Liverpool though, yeah?
Nah, he's Chelsea fan.
He's Chelsea as well?
Any Tottenham fans go around though.
If you were like to do that, is there something else that you want to spray paint?
I'd want to spray paint?
Yeah. Like what else would you want to like make?
Like art?
Yeah, what other arts would you like to do? Like you've done the Lewis Diaz when you've done the clock.
Oh yeah, so what? I'm trying to get more into photography now. So taking my own reference images and creating my own art from that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be someone famous every time. Yeah. Obviously I like doing that because I love movies and I love sport. Boxing's probably my first sport, to be honest with you, more than football. So I like boxing more, but with football, there's so many iconic images. So it blends with art a lot better, do you know what I mean? And we've got one of the biggest teams in the world in our city, don't we? So that all just ties together a lot better. So for art, the football's better than the boxing. But for me personally, it's not all about football, it's more about just getting out there and painting images that I like. So I'm really trying to get it more into my photography now, take my own images and create my own art from them.
Yeah, so just doing your self thing, your own self thing.
Yeah, my own stuff, yeah.
Do you know when you did your hands when you're younger, do you like remember anything from it?
Yeah, I can remember it happening, like, it was, I got hit by a car, it was like, just a bad accident, you know what I mean? Broke nearly every bone in my body when it happened.
Oh, I've never seen someone break every bone, but that would have been...
That's, yeah, both arms, both legs, smashed all my hip and that. That's just loads of other bones, and snapped all the nerves in my spine there. That was right, man.
That recovery must have been long, that would have been...
Yeah, it was a long recovery, like, it's a good few months anyway. But that's, the operation had to get done up in London. Because the operation was in London, you know, when you have to go for checkups to the doctor's appointments, I had to go down to London every time. I used to do my head in the train to London and back. But that's what you gotta do, innit?
Is there anything else like that you like doing, like apart from doing like your art and that?
Yeah, I mean mostly, like I said, at the minute I'm just pushing my art. So if I'm not painting, I'm spending time with my family, do you know what I mean? But there's definitely other things that I'd love to get into. I'd love to get into like filmmaking and stuff like that. But that'll be a long time. That'll be like when my kids have gone to uni or whatever, do you know what I mean? That won't be for now. For now I'm just focusing on earning enough to live and producing enough of my own art that I can be happy.
Well, what would you say to like other kids who are like scared to come out and say that they're an artist or something, or just worried what other people might think? I think, especially in this day and age with so much social media and stuff, I think anybody can do anything what they want. So you can probably promote yourself these days without relying on big companies to come promote for you, do you know what I mean? So at the minute, if anybody, doesn't matter whether it's art or music or dancing or whatever they want to do, so if anyone can do anything that they want now, the only thing that I'd say to them is don't worry about what other people are thinking. As long as you're doing what you want to do. Because when you get to be like an old man, you're not going to be sat there thinking about, remember what they were thinking about me. You're not going to be thinking about that, are you? You're going to be thinking about what you could have done. So you might as well just do it.
And if it doesn't work out, at least you had to go.
Is there anything that like you're grateful for today, like that's helped you like get to where you are?
Yeah, pretty much everything. I'm a very grateful person. I think every little hand up and every little bit of help that I've had is always been massively appreciated with me. Something that I've always realised, that no one gets anywhere by themselves. Everyone gets help from someone somewhere. So like when I first started, you know, a few of the lads who I thought might make fun of me or whatever. Yeah. So I came out and said, listen, this is what I'm doing now, lads, and pretty much everyone of them went, alright, yeah, well, I've got a wall here, here's a few quid, come and do this for me. And they just show me to their mates, show me around. And it was all them people that I was worried about that actually started me off and gave me a big boost. So all them people I'm massively helpful for.
Good that you got that confidence to tell people, because if you kept thinking to yourself, you don't want to tell them. Yeah. It could have hindered your progress going forward, yeah.
The thing is, by the time I did tell them, I was a grown man, I didn't really care what anyone thought. Do you know what I mean? I just wish that I had that confidence when I was younger, when I was 17, 18, and think, no, I'm just going to do this, I don't care what anyone thinks. Because no one did think anything, no one cared. Do you know what I mean? If anything, they were happy for me. So I should have just done it when I was younger. Like I said, and I had a 15, 16 year head start on where I am now. But I didn't, and here's where I am.
How many kids do you have?
Me, I've got 2.
2 kids, yeah.
Yeah. My kids are into art. My daughter, that's all she does, she's just drawing all the time, but she hates art in school. She won't take it as one of her subjects. She doesn't like that. When you're in school and you're doing art, they sort of force you to do you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. Yeah. And it might not be what you're into, you know what I mean? So she doesn't like that about it, so that's why she's not into it. She likes to do whatever she wants to do, because you can't express yourself by only doing what someone else is telling you to do, do you know what I mean? So that's taking an art, especially, even being an artist. I always say to people, if you're going to be an artist, don't go to uni and study art, go to uni and study marketing. Because if you know how to market yourself, that's all you need. You can produce your own art, what you want to make, but the marketing side's going to make you know how to sell it and make you know how to make other people want your art, do you know what I mean? Mm. So the marketing side, as an artist, is the most important bit, which sounds stupid, do you know what I mean?
But it makes sense.
It should be about the art, but it's not about the art, it's about you putting yourself out there correctly, do you know what I mean? So people know how to, sort of make people think, no, this is the art I want to back here. Do you know what I mean?
Any inspiration from other artists? Like, what artists do you often look at what they've done and that, and you think?
Yeah, so that's all. Pretty much all I do. I'm always on like Instagram and checking up new art. So I do have a lot of inspirational artists that I look at, but they change all the time. So when I first started, there was a lot of artists that I was watching, and my progression's been quite quick. Yeah. I sort of found myself catching up to these artists that I was, that I had my eye on. I'm thinking, I've passed that point now, and then there's always someone else doing something insane. Do you know what I mean? There's these other artists doing stuff that you're thinking, no, there's no way I can tell. That's like my next milestone. I need to get to that point where I can do this, and then there'll be someone else who's even better. Do you know what I mean? So I'm always looking at other people, see what other people are doing, and like trying to improve my own work.
Yeah, that's very good. That.
When you were younger, like, did you want to be an artist, or did you want to be someone else?
I didn't have a clue what I wanted to be honest with you. When I was a kid, I didn't, like I said, I didn't really take life too serious. I just took each day as it came. Just, as long as I was out playing with my mates, I didn't care, you know what I mean? That's all I really done. But I wish, like I said before, I wish I would have took things a little bit more serious and planned a little bit more what I was going to do when I got a bit older. But that just wasn't me. I was just like little mad kids running around.
But at least you changed and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was always, like I said, I was always a nice kid. I grew up to be a nice fella, but I never thought about the future. I never thought, what am I going to do? That's what I should have been doing. I should have been thinking this, like, life doesn't just happen for you, everything's not given to you, do you know what I mean? So you've got to work, and the earlier you start that work, the easier it's going to be as you get older.
Yeah, that's true. What do you do when you just get a day off, when you're not doing any work? The kids are all went out. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know, you know what I mean? Probably go out with my mates, go for a bevy or something. But even that, no, even that doesn't happen very often. I really don't get much out of myself. My work is at the stage that I'm at now, it's the early stages. If I'm not painting, I'm at home creating designs. So I'm on my computer or I'm in the garden painting canvases or something. I'm pretty much always working. But I like films, that's probably the only thing that I like on my downtime. I like to watch films.
What's something on your bucket list, something that you've always wanted to do?
My bucket list. So I'd love to climb a mountain, you know, like a proper big one though. Maybe not Everest, but you know, a proper big mountain, Kilimanjaro or something like that. That's something I'd always love to do. Because I do love to travel, I love going to see other countries and that. But I'd like to, I think, along with the travelling experience in other countries, other cultures and that, getting to the top of a mountain is going to be a massive achievement and it's something that you can always think back on in your life. So I'd love to do something like that, something along them lines.
I want to travel the world. I want to see what, like, because I always think about, like, we live in a small part.
Yeah.
There's so much out there, and like, I just want to see like different cultures
the
and like
world's massive, innit?
different culture. I want to see what, how they do things differently elsewhere.
Well, that's so now whenever I go on holiday, I always try and get some paint, and I go find a wall somewhere and just go and paint. So like, I don't know, when we went to Mexico, I don't know, in Portugal, in Turkey, and you get out to the complex then, do you know what I mean? So you're not in the hotel, because when you go on holiday, every day it's just the same really, you're just in another hotel.
Yeah. So
you get to go outside the hotel and into just little villages and that, and meet people and see what it's like, and it's the best part of the holiday for me. I always love that, you know, and you get to realise that, because when we were in Mexico, we were just in this proper little village and everyone was just coming up to us and just bringing us food and drinks and that. Everyone was just so nice and that, do you know what I mean? It was boss. So you get to see like the real world rather than just the hotel when you get outside it.
When you do it abroad, or even like, is there any trouble towards it, or is it hard accessing paint and different materials that you need?
So when I paint, I always get permission to use the walls because I just don't need the aggro of getting in sort of things, you know what I mean? So before I go, especially if I'm on holiday or anything, before I go there, I try and get in touch with any people, because all around the world, the graffiti scene is massive, so you can always find someone who'll tell you there's a wall that you can paint on and there's a shop where you can buy paint from. So before I leave, I always search up where can I buy my paint and where can I go and paint. So I've always sorted somewhere out before then, except when we went to Portugal. That was the only place where I've been and I couldn't get a wall in time, so I just had to find a wall and just paint and just hope that I didn't get in trouble. And I didn't, but since then, every like week or two, because obviously I put my name under it, you know what I mean? Every week or two I'll just get pictures of all different people from all around the world in front of this, you know, mural that I've painted, and they tag me in and put it on the stories and that. That's mad. It's just, like, that's still there and still going strong.
Have people made any negative? People made negative comments about any like?
Yeah, very very rarely, to be honest with you, because especially in Liverpool, people are just happy for people who are doing well, do you know what I mean? But you always get some divvies that are, do you know what I mean? It's just that there's always some people that are going to say something negative, but you can just tell no matter what you do, they're going to say something negative, do you know what I mean? Or you get the people who, oh, my mate can do it better than yours. There's always people like that, but 90% of people, 99% of people are always just positive.
And the best part is, even when you get older, if that stays there, you're still going to be getting positive comments with your name under it.
That's what it is. It's nice to put something on the wall that, you know, you're just going to stay there for a good few years and people are going to be able to see it all the time, you know what I mean?
So, because when I was younger, I used to see graffiti everywhere, yeah? And I sit there, because when you're younger, you think, I see all the colours, and I used to sit there and think, that's so cool, how'd you do that? That's like probably impossible to do. and it just always looks so like amazing. And then people say like it ruins walls and that, but like I'd rather look at that than a bland wall, just something blank that's not on there. I'd rather look at it.
I think there's a lot of walls that need it, that's just boring, and there's a lot of buildings that don't need it, because I've met a lot of these graffiti artists, and you know, the bombers and the taggers and that. And most of the bombers and the taggers, they're just idiots, mate. They're not putting no effort into it. They're not putting no work behind it. You know what I mean? They're just graffiti, just vandalising walls, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of the proper graffiti artists who'll spend a lot of time on their craft doing what they do, and you can see who's putting the work in, because the stuff that they produce is just rare. It's like it's proper art, you know what I mean, rather than just tagging.
Yeah, like there's like two different things like graffiti as well. There's like the good ones that like people do, and then there's like disrespectful ones in a way where like people just like vandalise things and that, and then you look at that ones and you think there's no need in that. Why are you doing that? It brings graffiti overall just down. It just brings it down, but there's no need to as well.
See, when I was growing up, I mean, even now there's not a major graffiti scene in Liverpool, to be honest with you. When I was growing up, there was no graffiti scene. It's sort of, the only graffiti you'd see is like so-and-so as a grass or whatever, do you know what I mean, wrote on some walls. But, like I said, because of me we used to go to look down to London and all that. On the way down to London, through all the tunnels, the train tunnels and that, you'd see all this mad graffiti, you know, all proper, like I say, where they've put their work into it. You'd see it, oh wow, that's amazing, you know what I mean? And we didn't have nothing like that up here until like a few years ago. It started growing a little bit more. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not a graffiti artist. I'm more of a street artist, like a mural artist, you know what I mean? That graffiti stuff, I can't do it. I could learn, do you know what I mean, if I wanted to, but it takes a certain eye to know what you're doing with that stuff. And so I can appreciate when I see a really nice piece of graffiti art. I can think, yeah, I can see what he's probably at the top of what he's doing here.
Do you work with others? Like, do you work with other artists as well to do your work? Do you combine with them, or do you do solo?
Yeah, no, mostly I work on my own, but yeah, I definitely work with other artists. I work with other artists as much as I can, to be honest with you. I love collaborating with other artists, because like I said, I'm at the beginning of my thing, so I'm like a sponge at the minute. And I love to see what other artists, what they're doing, what their techniques and how they're getting what they're doing. And I'll rob it, you know what I mean? I'll take a little bit of there, I'll take a little bit of that one, and just try and come up with something for myself, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I love working with other artists. So,
you seen that you did Tyson Fury's gym. How did it feel when you got a message from Gypsy King, basically? How did you feel?
Do you know what? I didn't get a message, he phoned me.
He phoned you?
Mad, yeah. So I was up in the Golden Gloves up in Tochi, and I was about to start, I was going to start his gym the next day. And I got a phone call and it was Tyson. I'd done a gym up in Ormskirk where Tyson trains, I'd done that gym. And obviously he'd seen that and got my number. And so I was talking to Wayne in the Golden Gloves and he said, I got a phone call. And it was Tyson saying, listen, I'm opening my own gym. He said, but I've got cameras coming in 2 days and I need it done in 2 days. You need it doing in 2 days. And I just went, son, well listen, I'll jump in my car, I'll be up there tonight. And I'll get started, and I had to send on to Wayne and say, Wayne, that was Tyson Fury on the phone. I've got to push your job back a little bit just so I can go and finish his. And Wayne said, yeah, go ahead. Said, I'll do this like say, mate, go on. So yeah, I started to jump in my car and drive straight up there and do it.
Did you get to meet him after?
He was there when I turned up. He was there. He was there the whole time. So him and his kids and his wife and that. And they just. It was exactly what you'd expect Tyson Fury to be like. That was what he was like. He was sound, he was a boss fella, dead nice.
I'd be boss if you just one day just looked it up, turned your phone on and just seen Tyson Fury.
It was nuts, it was mad, mate.
Any other famous people that have reached out to you?
Yeah, so when I done the Steven Gerrard one, he sent me a message on my Instagram just saying thanks and that. I don't know why he's saying thanks, I didn't do it for him, you know what I mean? But it was still nice of him to see that I was doing something, sent me a message and all that. And there's been a good few, I can't think off the top of my head, but there's been a few times where I've had to go, wow, so why is this person messaging me and stuff like that? But it's just some mad little situation what you find yourself in sometimes, isn't it?
Well, we boss just get a message off like someone, just even anyone, just boss getting a positive message or someone just lighted your day.
Yeah, so it's just especially a positive message thing, is right, so little thumbs up in it, this person is liking what I'm doing. Debbie Harry actually sent me a message, you know, from Blondie. You probably don't know Blondie.
No.
But I painted Debbie Harry up in Manchester. She lives in New York, so I don't know how she even found out, but she sent me a message after I painted her saying, you know, like, thanks for painting me or stuff or like that. It's mad.
Have you got any future things lined up that you want to do?
I'm busy. I'm working up in Huyton Village. They've got the Borough of Culture this year I've out there, this year and last year. So they got me doing a lot up there, up in Huyton. So I've got a big job coming up there next week. And then, so when we come back into the summertime, I'm doing me, I'm back in the field doing some more, like the Lewis Diaz one that I've done. Yeah. That was one of 3. So I'm going to be painting 3 walls in Anfield. And I want to change them 3 walls every season, every year. I want to come back and change them. Instead of painting another one, I'm going to paint over them every year, just so that it's... Because I think with the murals and with the street art, I said some people think you should just paint another one and have them everywhere, but I don't. I think, obviously, it's nice to have a lot, because it's a lot for people to walk around and see. But I also think if you just keep it and put another one there, people are going to get bored of this one soon, and it's just going to take away from all the rest of them that are being done. So I think if you just keep painting over them every year, even every 2 or 3 years, paint over them all and put new ones there, and it'll just keep people interested and keep people coming back to see them, do you know what I mean? So in the summer, that's going to be like my biggest project, doing some more LFC themed stuff.
So when you go and do a bit on a wall, do you take your children with you to go and see, or do you?
No, I remember trying, but they weren't interested. No. I painted like big 15-metre walls, massive walls, and they go, oh yeah, that's about it. They're not bothered. I've been doing it that long now.
So when you started thinking about doing like your paintbrush and that, did you ever think that you'll get this far and get a message from like Tyson Fury, some famous people?
No, I really didn't. To be honest with you, like I said, I was a decorator now. And I've done like a couple of kids' bedrooms and stuff, you know, like Spider-Man and things like that. And I remember thinking in my head, I thought I had a boss idea, I thought, if I do these kids' bedrooms, I'll get decorating work out of that, do you know what I mean? So I was thinking about it completely wrong. But in my head, just because I was a decorator, all I could think was, try and get more decorating work. So I was only doing these paintings just to try and get more work as a decorator. Until it got to the point where I had so many of these rooms booked in that the decorating work was just getting in the way. So I thought, you know, get rid of that decorating work and I'll just stick to the murals.
Good choice you made as well, because I was painting massively. So is there a message that you give to just anyone really? Is there a message that you want to give to anyone about?
Yeah, the one message I'd give to anyone that's wanting to, you know, go into art or go into anything that they want to go into is just have a go, especially while you're young, because say you're 17, 18, probably still living at home with your mum and dad. What can go wrong? You know what I mean? You're not going to end up homeless. You're still with your mother, and so just have a go now, rather than wait until you've got responsibilities and a family and that. Just have a go while you're young. Try and do it. If it doesn't work out, like I said, you'll always have it in your head that you tried and you give it your best go. But if it does work out, then you're made up, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's been nice having you on. Nice one for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Hope to see you again soon, hopefully.
Brilliant, nice.
I hope to see you loads more murals as well. Lots to see.
Thank you.